at first I was just like, okay, these activities are taking too much time, and then they get off track with other things. But I was able to see, really what they knew and what they could accomplish when we did those activities and those projects, like with the podcasting. I was like, wow, okay, like I think we are the whole graphic organizer every day, every assignment, every story, every text. I think we got graphic organizers down because they were filling it out. They were comfortable with it, no questions asked. And that was extremely, like, the podcast to me was extremely impactful.
Go ahead. Close your eyes for a second. Imagine a forest. Think about how it feels. The sounds. The sheer scale of it. Today we're going to be talking about deforestation. It's a heavy topic, but one that touches every part of our lives, from the economy to the very air we breathe. Right now, forests cover about a third of our land. We often call them the lungs of the planet, but they're constantly working to keep our atmosphere
impactful for these students this year, because we started Say Mean Matter my second year teaching, working, but when we would leave the students alone and say, like, here, okay, expound, and they would be like, oh, Say Mean Matter, what? And so, I didn't know how effective it was. And then this podcast, because there were many steps to it, and then there was a breakdown within the graphic organizer, they were able to really explain. And so, and I was able to see, like, real growth within that area, which was really, really happy to see. You know what I mean?
So funny, because I know teachers some appreciate Say Mean Matter, some don't. I actually wanted to do a bulletin board with Say Mean Matter because I really think it is a really strong strategy. I do. I think because when we're talking to students, one thing we always ask them, well, we give them the race strategy, or we give them whatever strategy we're using, but being able to expand on that evidence has been the hardest thing to teach for our students. So the Say Mean Matter strategy is just perfect for that, because they have to expound. What does that mean? Why is that important? How does that affect whatever the topic is you're talking about? So that is a strategy that I would like to continue.
Me
I
too.
think that is very impactful.
I'm forever gonna live by Jeopardy.
Yes. You need to take that Jeopardy and do I'm put you on the calendar for a PD on the Jeopardy. Listen, and just like you were saying about those graphic organizers, because I feel the same way. I do feel like we graphic organize them to death. I do. We do. However, switching it up and doing the Jeopardy game, because I do think one of the things that we need to work on next year, because due to the fact we were still learning the expectations, it was hard for us to really internalize the expectations and actually figure out, okay, how can I make this fun? So that's what I want us to focus on next year. Like, now that we've had 1 year under our belt, 1 year of learning these expectations and looking at the questions to see how the students are going to be answering them. Now, what can we do in class to make this a fun activity? That's where I want to kind of hone in on next school year, because I think, too, that will also give our students a little bit more buy-in, too, because I think they got bored, too.
They did.
It was a lot of repetition this year, but of course we were all still learning as well.
The
standards.
So we
were like, listen, we know
I forgot that we had a whole new thing of standards.
That we had to learn. Right. So we were learning, and then had to turn around a week later and teach it to the students.
Right.
Every week it was a different standard. So what can we do? So spending some of our PLC time figuring out, okay, how can we turn this into a fun activity? Even if we have to go to AI and do it. But we want to figure out something we can do that's going to make this something that they can remember, and then also be fun. So like honing in on some of those students that were a little bit high flyers too, and honing in on some of the behavior, because to be honest, they may have just been bored. And we always talk about how our students learn different, they have different modes of learning, and we know that, we say that, but do we implement the activities to reach all of those different type of learners? We don't always do that, because we just have our way of teaching things. But I want to make sure next year that we do that. We reach all those different kind of learners next year when it comes to those expectations.
For sure.